Goddamn. Almost 3 hours. That means it's gonna be a 6-hour stream, baby. Probably, depending how long the last part is. It probably could be short. We'll probably get to the murderer. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't good. Doesn't look good for her. Even if she gets, you know, off with this murder, which, you know, she probably didn't do. She did just admit to forging evidence. Ah, yeah. Well, that's fine. You can do this all day. I will maybe take a break in the middle to eat, but for now, we can still keep going. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. I don't know what a Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean what happened to you? It's all here in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with his killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you. Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. You gotta tell me about this, Emma. I gotta know a lot more about this case. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. Again, just like DL6. The murder happens, it's dark. The key thing that we're trying to prove. It was dark. And she believes that Joe Dark did kill him. Still, because it's like DL6, it could be Gant. Maybe he was in there somewhere. But it could also, Jake could have died that way. I mean, we'll find out as we go through it more. Permanent picture. So after the incident, I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why Lana... Why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Oh. Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true. Even though He may not have known it. That's why you kill people at night. That is why a lot of crimes happen at night. Edward really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. What did you see the instant that crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Near Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. Again, just like the L6, our witness passes out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. Oh boy. I couldn't bring myself to testify about the instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. 2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable. Yeah, it's difficult. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. Munch. She's just eating some chips while talking to me. It's fine. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes them a tick. There's still something that bothers me about that crime. Oh, it's shout out to the little boy in Steel Samurai who saw a murder happen and was like, not only was good and crazy enough to testify, falsified his testimony. What a lunatic. But you know, good for her. She she tried. She didn't try to fucking falsify her testimony. She just couldn't say it. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why didn't a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course, this happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices in the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. What? She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Oh, wow. I guess that's a promotion. And I used to be a detective. I'm having another talk with her. Why she didn't tell me this. To the detention center. Lana! Lana, tell me everything about the goddamn case. Lana... Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, you're wrong! An innocent person might be found guilty! That is true, I guess. We didn't know it was relevant until today. Believe me, I understand the risks. We had hints, though. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason of your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about the unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright does have a right to know. Right. His name is very convenient for certain sentences. Convenient, just funny. It's funny. A lot of revelations were uncovered at that trial today. Not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. I couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all the drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. And it's kind of hard to, you know, still disprove that you murdered Mr. Bruce Goodman. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why would you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. Detective Lana Scott. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of the police back then, but he still worked at the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I inspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Really, Liz is her big sister. So it's obviously crushing to hear that she just forged evidence in that big trial that got her that promotion. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. About the dark investigation. I also keep trying to say it's Drake investigation. Two years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command? That means that the investigation led was Damon Gant, right? Yes, Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office? We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Oh, now you tell us. What did it look like? Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. So they were questioning Marshall that day. Both of them. And one of them ended up murdered. Interesting. And one of them was running away from, that dude. Hmm. Investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So we waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down. Oh, he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. Oh. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor. It smelled blood. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. Everyone just got knocked out. How convenient. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. I can't blame her, after all her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, hmm? I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to the extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. He didn't used to talk in that country accent. He just picked that up as a nervous tech. I don't know what's wrong with him. I guess he wasn't convinced that with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live with the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not just be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office. The site of the final SL9 murder. He kept watching it just to cope with his brother's death. It was just like, oh man. He picked up the tech. Guess we go to the parking lot first. Oh my phone's about to run out of battery. Hang on. Yeah, might as well. I'm still going, I guess. I'll just tweet out that I'm still going. All right. No one's here today. Not even Miss Star. Everyone's probably looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. They'll be proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. Well, instead it looks like we just end up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I gotta find all the answers by tomorrow. Let's go visit the High Prosecutor's office. Hey, Edgeworth, how you doing? Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee. He took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago. I guess we'll just have to come back later. Here to the police department. Hey buddy, how you going? Howdy Bambina. How are you not arrested for everything that you just did, by the way? Oh, Mr. Marshall! I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambino? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be spectacular. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Oh, so now you're gonna arrest you. Yeah, man. Them's the breaks. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. I think we got as much evidence as we could from that place, even though more things happened there. But, Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prosecutors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean the switchblade knife with a broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, all right. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound that the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. Oh. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. And that's what Lana changed. She forged the evidence to make it look like, no, they were the same. The facts have been concealed with forged evidence. That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SR9 incident left behind. Oh, hang on, I'm getting a phone call. I'll be right back. Let me just... Where I want to tweet it out. I gotta get food. But we will go for another 10 minutes and then we'll take a break. A food break, and then we'll keep going, I guess. I know the looks, but you got the brains. You was one of the best prosecutors around. I just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I knew it. What do you look at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transfer. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. Can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. There's something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in the investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Well, who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Oh boy. Gant and Skye. The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and the second in command, Lana Skye. So Gant probably did murder his brother. And in covering up, I assume, convinced Skye, hey, yo, listen, they're gonna figure out about a forged evidence. We should probably, you know, remote some of them. And she went along with it. She not knowing that he was actually the one who murdered the final SL9 victim. Is my theory. Which is starting to become very, very true. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. And he mentions it. Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out on the secret. It all started 2 years ago. She better tell me, damn it. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Oh, well, I believe you. Believe you more than you know, man. Too bad I won't be around to work with you. Oh, man. When you become a real scientific investigator. Aw. Adios, Bambina. He risked everything just to find out what happened to his brother. What a cool dude. Well, we're here at the Criminal Affairs Department. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. They should have gotten rid of those sprites, the one over there and the one to the left. That just means everyone's pretty busy solving crimes. Oh, you're looking for the others. They're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. The chief prosecutor saying what she did, and the decision about what to do. About Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's awful. Emma! Now I see where Detective Gumshoe's unique charm. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Wait, did you just say we can't? Chief of Detectives. That's what I thought all along. I just never bothered to tell anyone. Now there's a guy who cares about his work. Time to move to the chief's office. What in the fuck is this? Oh, this motherfucker evil. This motherfucker is evil as shit. Look at this. This grand ass piano. Got a photo over there of that vase over there is broken. Why is that vase broken? I have no idea. Oh, that's why his Steam is empty. God damn it. Whoa, where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? You can hear the music, so yeah. Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. Organ lessons in kindergarten? What the fuck? They only just gave us recorders. They used to call me Little Miss Bach. Or Little Miss Bach. I thought I was a genius. Oh? I never could remember where C was. Hmm? Hey, what up? Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. Look at the paper he was reading in his desk. So, Righto, how have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence. 2 years have passed since that incident. But how time flies. That big picture on the wall over there? Are you gonna punch me like in the DL6 incident? I don't want that to happen. That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So this is the Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Is that thing always broken? Something's not right with the picture. Can't quite seem to put my finger on it though. What about the awards ceremony of Gant, Lana, and Marshall? He's wearing gloves. So, why are you staring at me? Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that I need my attention. I'm gonna lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, we're on a busy act. But this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. I love how he's very happy and jovial, which means his breakdown is gonna be insane. Looks like we aren't welcome. Seems that case isn't over with yet, after all. What do you mean? Chief can't deny a request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's gotta be a way we can get inside the chief's office. So we have to figure out how to get in the chief's office. Interesting. Which we will do in a bit. My break will be a little long because I gotta eat food. And I don't want to go munching all the time. I mean, I could probably leave some food later, whatever, but I was gonna use the bathroom and all that. So, we'll keep the stream running. I'll tweet out when I'm finally ready to continue. Food time! But also, I saw Chainsaw Man manga. But yeah, we're back. I saw like a volume of Chainsaw Man. I was like, oh, it's the final volume. I should maybe get that just to have it. It's already read it. But as I looked in it, the last page, it wasn't even on like any page that was important, but the last page had like a tiny little stain. And I was like, no, I don't know what that stain is. Could have been someone eating food and trying to read this manga in the Target, and they just like put a tiny little like, I don't know, barbecue sauce or something. But I'm like, I don't know, I'm not buying that. Ain't doing shit with that at all. You back? Stop back. You gotta go find how to get past that asshole who probably mostly did it. Hey buddy, how you doing? Blue Badger's still riding around today. I got the blackout. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department has been dancing about like crazy since the other day. Can I take out his batteries? I just can't help but feel like he's gonna do something naughty. Right now. Police drama is in action. Police drama, right. And that eating, I should have come up with what the hell I'm supposed to do. Let's at least go to the criminal affairs department. Someone's here. Hey, someone is here. Hello. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe. Aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. Oh, I feel you, man. From sitting so long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No, why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. That's not serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. Poor guy. Edgeworth's crisis. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Well, this guy is the guilty party here, isn't she? Sorry, Emma. Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going on about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor has kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies. Hey, Dick! Keep up the good work! Yes, sir! Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat! Yes, sir! You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir! Seems you don't have many problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Right. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier, while the coffee was brewing. He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Stark left behind was during his final attack.
His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl? Me?
Seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl.
That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all.
Well, what was it?
Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forgot. I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress.
Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory.
That's true. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take on serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car.
With his car? So it was an accident?
An accident? Yes, but it transformed him into an animal.
An animal?
He killed the man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed the lady who saw the accident. Kid walked by, so he killed them too. And they were just burying bodies. Jog came upon the scene, finally killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in.
Good God, what the fuck? It's just people keep coming by. He's like, well, I guess I gotta keep going. I can't back out now. Yeehaw! He just kept killing people who keep walking. Like the rate he was going, it'd just be like, oh. Man, this mass murderer killed 50 people with a knife alone. And it just has a pile of bodies blocking the road. Traffic is stopped. I was like, oh, I guess I should turn myself in. That's enough for today.
Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence.
How was there no evidence? He killed like 6 people in the same spot. What? That's insane. You didn't collect any evidence. There were like 6 bodies. There should be 6 times the amount of evidence of a normal murder. He ran over a person with his car. Could you at least get him on that? Accidental manslaughter?
So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness. AKA Emma.
Yo, does it look familiar? That was Edgeworth's murder weapon, not that one.
Does this look familiar?
I'm about this.
Hey, is that?
Has a tag attached to it with labeled SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of.
What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, the knife's been locked away in a locker.
On the day of Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. It was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler.
That's it. Now I remember what the incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
Oh, well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again.
Don't forget again, please.
The only existence was a knife, bro. He just never dropped a knife. He just had to keep on getting that bread. And in this case, getting the bread was just murdering countless people who kept walking by. It almost sounds like a dark comedy skit. This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it?
That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it.
But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right?
That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken.
Oh shit, it is. Huh. Never noticed that before. Good job, Gumshoe. You very keen eye. You don't have to take a good look to notice that.
Yeah, well anyway. take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. Again, like DL6, the piece of evidence that helped solve the crime was inside a person's body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Bullets, knives. Man, so many parallels. Did it match Stark's knife? You bet. Down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Stabbed in the back. Died from punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was in the wound. Hey, stab? You can do that? Like from the back? Taking to the heart? I always assumed that the heart was closer to the front of the body. But I'm not a biologist. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know everything about the human body. The broken tip was found in the victim's body. Belonged to the murderer, Joe Dark. Well, there you have it, in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. No, I don't want to ask money from that asshole. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now, and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Come on, Gumshoe, it's for Edgeworth. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with a breach of trust. Breach of trust? But think about the trust between us, Gumshoe. Come on, man. Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The date it was deleted the day he died. Shit. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. We have to convince him to trust us. Or steal... We could also just steal his card, you know what I'm saying? He would never... He'd be none the wiser. We'd just say that we stole it from him. Because it'd be true. And he'd be like, "Aw, you sneaky devils. Oh, well, whatever." And they wouldn't fire him. Win-win for everybody. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. Or we show him that something that will make him change his mind. We have to figure it out, though. How about this one? Let me share a little advice with you as a detective. If you don't have a clue, keep your trap shut. Okay then. Well, we advance that. We may find Edgeworth back at his office. Maybe find somebody. We haven't found the lunch lady anymore. She's probably not important anymore. Poor gal. February 24th, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. It looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? He sure was quick to draw that paper on the floor. You know, we need to ask you some questions and, you know, tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. What's Edgeworth for you? Always trying to hide his real feelings. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Gotta get information. Forged evidence. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to. And nothing I can do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. That bond is broken. We stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility. as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I take pride in my work. So, tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Hey, so what, buddy? What about tomorrow's trial? You up for tomorrow's trial? Huh. First last year's trial, and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. More like a gay way, right? You know, just saying, you know. You guys can go on a date and just settle this all right now.
But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial.
Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time.
Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time.
That picture. Something seems strange about it. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered. Were you participating in the ceremony over at the station, right? I never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one.
Because you were awarded this.
Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up in the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends. Clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This.
Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he?
Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. Yeah, here it is. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to. He asked him to, because he needed the car to be there for the murder. That's right. I still don't know how he set it all up though. Like, a witness saw her stab Goodman. Well, or at least was talking to someone about being... She was talking to somebody. And then Goodman ended up dead? Question mark? Well, the witness's testimony is very faulty on that part. Let's present this image though. This picture was hanging on the wall of Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy.
Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me.
Yes.
The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours.
Yes, you're right. Ah, I remember now. Remember what? That was the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design.
A story?
Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. It gives that info. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it to me, though? For Emma's sake. Why don't you tell it to for Emma's sake? Very well. Using that old trick, huh? Oh man, this music. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd and claimed it could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield that claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other! Very perceptive, but then again, you've heard the story before, right? Anyway, why is the music playing for this? As you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless.
Like, what do you just, like, attack with them with each other? Would they just be like a stalemate?
And thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born.
Ah. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize...
Hang on. In the image, we can see. I think the knife looks complete, doesn't it? Well, the other one... The sword is gone. I did not notice the sword was gone. Or the knife. For some reason, I always just thought the knife was there. What the fuck? Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words, but it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this.
Wow! Thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today.
That's funny. That's so, then why are we only given the shield? Why are we only given the shield? You'll also have ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Gant. That halberd must have been the real murder weapon. Something about that halberd. Boy, oh boy. Any other things I can present to him? Right, please, I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss that case with you over a cup of tea? Oh, it would have been nice though. Wait, hang on about this though. Tell me about the jar! Fine. That seems to be it. We can examine that one though. Hang on, examine this. He won such a prestigious award. Why would he just leave it on the couch? Yeah, you'd think he'd want to show this thing off more than the giant Steel Samurai. I've read this before. Yeah, only different now. Where was that? Although this is new. She's right. Something's amiss here. Maybe I should show Edgeworth that item. I already showed it to him. We already talked about it. That's enough. Oh, someone is here. Lunch lady, is that you? You're usually here. Excuse me. Hey girl, what up?
Why do you care for a quarter pound of roast beef?
Miss Star! I guess she's out of lunches.
You certainly are curious, sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up a case from 2 years ago.
Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Also, I'm sorry, a cow's nipple? Huh? I would really hate that that's the reason why people discovered that cows produce milk. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day that evidence from the case was due for transferal. This can't be attributed to a mere coincidence.
Aren't you forgetting something? You know that little scene I happened to witness?
Yep.
No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw.
Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. But we don't have like a frying pan with us? Mr.'s hatred towards Lana all dates back to 2 years ago. I get it. She forged evidence, but there's something fishy about this case now.
Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed them for half a year. With the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall. Though, he must have been going through hell.
You mean because of his brother's death?
They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate.
Her.
Lana Skye. My sister. The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by the legendary duo.
Lana and Chief
Gant. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out.
You mean with the forging of the evidence?
Don't get me wrong. Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious that the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became a chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter.
She was being used. A legendary duo. Tell me about them both.
Damon Gant and Lana Skye.
I just realized Damon. Close to demon. Gant? Not sure what the pun is there.
Gant led the investigation with Lana, second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal.
His magnetism?
By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He'd produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled.
Incredible evidence.
You mean? Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him though.
She's talking about forged evidence.
Back then everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it weren't for her, I don't think Jake would ever have recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that?
Lots of bad blood here. Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she?
Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief? That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control. And then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office.
What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred?
If he could control the prosecutor, chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must mean that must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know. But one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must be a reason for her change. At last, finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Star. You listen to me, Rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Well, you know, who knows? Hey, you want to see this? I don't have anything to tell you. Miss Star, the only thing I can give you now is a poppy seed rice set. Talk about cheap. Eat this and maybe you'll be able to tell black from white in court tomorrow. If you don't have anything to tell us about that, then you definitely don't have anything to say that. Hey, what else? Let's try this one just in case. Alright. Yeah, what up? No news for you. Wait a minute, hang on. Yo, it's a picture. Attorneys and prosecutors have no business showing evidence outside of court. It's taboo, especially when the interests of both parties are involved. He really means it. Lana. Oh, Lana. Criminal Affairs Department. Oh, more new information. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I'm gonna make 150 copies of these files. Boom, coffee, copying files. So I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. I'd be my neck on the line. It'd be my neck on the line. That office's last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. You wanna look at this photo? Oh, I already showed you that, didn't I? But yeah, I want to see this photo more closely. It really is just that the knife is gone, huh? There's a suit of armor there. Do you know what this is? What case is from that? Is this from? What about? Wait a minute. Time to get sentimental. Gumshoe, believe in me. Detective, here's my attorney's badge. Damn it. What about your creation? This guy almost made us lose the case today. What are you talking about? He was guarding the bloodstain on that evidence locker with his life. That's more than I can say about most officers nowadays. It would have saved us a lot of trouble if he hadn't guarded it so well. Yeah, I didn't even get that until I was explained to it. That's how well he guarded it. I have to admit, he's right though. Thanks to the Blue Badger, we were able to prove another possibility today. The possibility that another murder took place prior to 5:15. How about this? Who's 7777? An ID card record isn't. That's the ID card record, isn't it? I forgot. I didn't ask who's all the sevens. Well, I can't believe I forgot about that. Damn.
Yes, there's only one number left to investigate at 4:20 p.m. The victim, Detective Goodman, must have entered the evidence room along with someone else. Someone with an executive officer number. 777777. That's 17 too many, Detective. Executive officer. I just might have a hunch. Not this. Oh, well, that's not important, huh?
Very impressive, Detective. You knew what it was right off the bat.
Well, I am a master of misplacement, you know. That's like the master of unlocking.
Master? That has such a cool ring to it.
The way I see it, if things are meant to be lost, then they're meant to be lost. There's a higher power at work here. See?
Ooh, wow, a higher power.
Maybe you shouldn't let him hold any evidence. Nope. Nope. Your locker. Your locker has a Marshall's own locker. How about we just bring this up? Can't believe Officer Marshall would do something like that.
You know Officer Marshall?
Of course I do! He was like a mentor to me. When I first started out, he even gave me a small cactus.
Really?
He said, Dick, she'll listen to all your troubles.
Note to self, Detective Gumshoe talks to a cactus.
I believe he's just a patrolman now. Someone want to trade places with him. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Damn, that's so mean.
No longer can be opened without a fingerprint match. Besides, there's no reason for the murderer to touch his own locker.
Hey, wasn't your locker the one with the blood on it, Detective?
The handprint of the real murderer's gloved hand without any fingerprints. Shh! If they come to arrest me, you'll defend me, won't you? If that happens, I think you'll do better pleading with Edgeworth.
Muffler.
Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. Are you at the awards ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal! I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations.
Say, this design's based on the old Chinese parable, right?
Yeah, everyone knows that. That was, there was this, dragon, that's it, a dragon! We had a thing for shields, see, that's not exactly the version we heard.
No, but this one sounds more exciting.
I mean, it does indeed. Anyway, it gets kind of gory after that, I'll spare you the details. Oh my god, there is like, I don't think there's anything. I just bought some of that stuff. Now I can go around detecting blood traces too.
Wow, is that a new type? I've never seen a bottle like that before. Add 3 inches to your base height.
Base height? Let me see that. Looming tall. New and improved growth formula. You mean this can't detect blood traces?
Well, it's not quite the same thing as luminol.
That's why the lady at the counter said had a smirk on her face. Hey, the powder's used for detecting fingerprints.
Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth gave it to us.
You did what? All I have is some flour.
Are you okay, Detective?
Quick, run!
Shoot!
If it's any help, one time I took a nap on a bench with wet paint. Why am I not comforted?
Did you spray flour on top of all of us?
There he. Seems everything in this case is designed to cast doubt on me. Hey, don't look at me. Yes, I went into the evidence room the day of the crime. Chief Kent asked me to do something. To take evidence from a case solved 6 months ago, back to the prosecutor's office. I have a locker in there as well. Do you notice anything amiss when you were in the evidence room? That room's always dark and I was in a hurry. I said I'm hungry. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. What case is this from? You can't seriously expect me to just sit down and... Oh, come on! But this isn't related to the case, remember? You said so yourself. So I did. Chief Kent gave this to you the other day, didn't he? I was about to skip over that. He asked you to bring it here to the police department. The chief is a very competent man. But sometimes he does things that don't make any sense. At least it's better than being incompetent and doing things that don't make sense. So a detective comes to mind. Examine everything, huh? Alright. Oh my god, this crumpled piece of paper. I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window here? Oh no, he's falling to the ground! Hold on, first let me see what this girl... what this girl doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. What? A letter of... If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says, letter of resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. No one else should forgive me either. Oh. I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation... This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can use it for anything. He's serious. Oh, this is what I used to get him to help me out here. Look at that. Examine that, baby. Due to recent events, I hereby announce my resignation as public prosecutor. He really wrote a resignation letter. Wow! Even when resigning, Mr. Edgeworth is cool and concise. Still, it wasn't his fault. Someone has to be held responsible. That's how it is in the grown-up world. Yeah, but that responsibility means nothing if he just quits. Take a second, by the way. Well, not everyone sees it that way. To truly take responsibility, you should have to work the rest of your life for no pay. That's one tough grown-up world there. What's he gonna do for food? I'll just kill him. Alright. Can't talk to him about this. Oh, I guess we move on. I know you're going through your deal, but I gotta go. I guess we'll move it in court. Hopefully we'll solve his issues. Hey, Edgeworth's resigning. Well, it's this crumpled up piece of paper. No way. Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was cold as ice too. I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I made up my mind. But, yeah. Take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out,
I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this. For Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. What a true bro. A police department ID card allows access to areas of the PD open to detectives. Back in there. February 24th, police department. It's eerie as a glow. Here goes, Mr. Wright. We're in. Just like hackers. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Emma, what do you do? Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. What are you talking about? I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point of giving us your ID card? You might as well just open the door for our Gumshoe's ID crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. Hey, don't do that to my card! Why did I just crush his card? Hardly ever get a chance to come in here. So I figure I'll look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I got a bad feeling about this. It's time to examine shit. This knight armor. This is the real deal, isn't it? There's armor in these weapons. Sure is, pal. Chief doesn't care for imitations. Where's the pipe organ? Now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayers' dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? That sucks. That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh. Be careful. You stay. Who knows? Chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. He's huge. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. Alright, fantastic. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. Looks like a code needs to be entered in the panel to open it. A 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is. Oh, yeah. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. Want to try my birthday? No, it's not your birthday. But tell me what your birthday is anyway, by the way. I have a better idea. Who goes that thing? Boop, 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 boop. Fucking dumbass. I'm gonna put 7 sevens as a fucking code. Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? Whose birthday? Wait. I guess it can't be a birthday if you like do the 4 as years. The last 4 is a year. The final ID card number on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 77777? That ID number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Grant's ID number. Gant. I keep saying Grant. Why? Say, anyone care to look inside? Oh yeah, let's do that. He's so excited. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? We're not stealing his cash. We're looking for evidence. Look, it's a missing piece. A shard from a broken cup. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. A finger handprint. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. The chief made up the design? I don't think so. Uh oh. Well, it was just a thought. Is that it? This is all that was in that safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great. Now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to SL9 incident? Come on, there's gotta be something we can show the detective. First of all, can we talk? This is the chief's office. How is it? The desk on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's? Yes. That's why I was waiting for Lana. That's why I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy on preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it here. Why would he do that? No. Does he want to get caught? He lives here as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. Ever since Lana left, no one ever touched that desk. No one except Chief Gant. And the cleaning lady who was in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Can I ask you something? Sure. I only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think? Nah, he wouldn't be. No. Do you want to play on the organ? Nah, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay, then. Let's look around a bit more. Oh, hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go like at that. Sorry. This guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you, Gumshoe? You do not think Chief Gant might be a suspect to you? No. No, I don't. What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What did we think of him? Chief Gant? So it's finally come to this. Come on, guys. We went in here for a reason. Why am I the only one thinking ahead? What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings. Yet. You go ignoring me again. Sorry, buddy. Okay. I have some proof on the evidence. This baby. Detective Gumshoe, could you take another look at this chart? Yeah, I remember. The three of us put that back together. Those were the days. Yeah, that was yesterday. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this shard a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards had an SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, the fragment we just found? You mean this one? That was in the safe. Yes, that one. That was in the safe. Come on, man. Come on. The gears are turning. Yeah, I believe in you. Now you mentioned it. It's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Assemble the fragments together. Oh man, I hope they do all the games. Should just do all of them. Sounds like a good idea. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I can piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. Oh man, this is difficult. I don't know if I'll be able to do this.
It was very difficult to combine the other pieces last time, but I did it! It's complete. There. It fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid this piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. Wait, is that a... He's trying to write something? There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line? That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? How did you know it was blood? Of course it was blood. Oh, we did know it was blood, but like, it could have been something trying to be written. Hope it's not kanji, otherwise I'll never guess what this is. It's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain here. It looks like blood. The piece that Chief has is different though. The bloodstains on the other pieces are just spots. But this one's a line. That is odd. A line bloodstain. He's so sad. What was the other one? Cloth? Can we just do fingerprints with this? Yeah, let's try fingerprinting. And Detective Gumshoe, look, you have a look at this. So you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, Detective. Go to town, sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprint. That's not how that works, dude. What? It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Huh? Come on, this is the time for jokes. We're talking about the cloth we found in the safe. Oh, I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Oh, sheesh, there's a sense of humor. Okay. Okay, Miss Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. And once they absorb the prints, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told this a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. The fuck just happened? Oh. The fuck? I give him my best shot. Maybe the result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? Well, it doesn't look like we'll get a clear result from this print. Yeah, let's try a finger then. Oh, we select each a different one. Okay. Alright. Time to blow on my Nintendo DS. I'm gonna keep trying out all of them. Oh, this is one. Hello. It's gonna be Chief Gant, isn't it? What the? Come on. There. Fold out. It's not Gant. But then maybe it's... Hmm? It's very close to Angel Star. It's yours! Oh, well you were there. You were a witness back then. Match found. No. How can this be? What are my fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match. Whose fingerprints were they? Huh?
Oh, seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints.
Psst. Hey, you. Over here. What's going on here? What are the kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? You hear me? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here. Maybe you should hold on to this. Thanks, man.
Evidence for something, but what? Bears Emma Scott's prints. She maybe grabbed onto something before she, you know, passed out. Obviously, she didn't kill him. Unless, no. Why would I do that? Let's look at the organ. Chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally, we hear him playing it from the criminal affairs department. It's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building. What, the 15 floors? And the detective screws up. The chief calls them to his office and makes him listen to the organ for hours. What's bad about that? Music soothes the soul, but that loud? That's torture. And after that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for ringing in his ears. So it's an instrument of punishment, literally. Aren't the chief's ears affected? He never listens to anyone anyway. It's besides the point. What? The fuck is this mahogany desk doing here? Wow, look at the size of the Chief Gant's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. Look at that paper he was reading on in his desk. Chief Gant is just built different, literally. He just can't, you know? His old music doesn't affect him? I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. List of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, so... Hey, look at the case name! Huh? Huh? Yes, on that incident. I wonder what it's doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about the evidence lists. Normally, they're twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-sized list of evidence? List of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. It's ripped in half, so this is the part we've got. Well, was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for this ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Chief Gantz! Hey, yo, we were just, we were going. We have to go. We gotta prepare for our trial tomorrow. Bye. You didn't back so soon? Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. And as I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out the window and saw a stray dog run into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective. You mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But sir... Now get out! Oh no! He's looking mean! Yeah, sir! We'll be on our way too then. Goodbye! Wait, you, the one with the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? This isn't spiky hair. What are you talking about? I'd like a word with you. But sir, I'm not licensed a licensed scientific investigator. You with the spiky hair. You're free to go.
Wait, I'm free to go? Oh no. Wait, no. Do not. No, no. Oh, without the spiky hair. Why did he say without the spiky hair? Could have just said the girl. Alright, whatever.
Mr. Wright.
No. I don't want to leave. Look, pal, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you said to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. And I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office. I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept you... Why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, you listen to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the Chief again. Later, pal. Don't do that. What do you... It's not gonna work out. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions. She'd be busy for the rest of the day. God damn it.
Hey! Yo, so, funny story. The chief sort of took your sister and put her for questioning. Yeah, under my care. So yeah, it's probably a little bit my fault, but you know, whatever. You technically started this, so you know, technically it's your fault. We want to look at it that way, in that dark way. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in the court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Me did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Dick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. Why do you keep it quiet? I'm assuming you think that... Oh, now I get it. Actually, now I think I get it. Yeah, so I'm assuming, just like the DL6 incident, the relative in this instance, like in the elevator, the ghost of Edgeworth's dad believed that Edgeworth killed, pretty much killed him, and he didn't want that to, you know, happen. He didn't want him to be accused of that, and so he lied and drew off the scent and said that the security guard did it, even as a ghost. He lied to protect his son. I'm assuming that Miss Lana Sky here, thinks that Emma may have killed good old Marshall, and now she's lying for her. That is what I assume is happening right now. And she's been keeping quiet about it this entire time. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. Certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think you're afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom may I ask is the person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name? That's literally the first person that just pops up right now. Like that. Well, Miss Guy. Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I think she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? Damon Gant? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did, specifically hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Demon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. There's a lot of proof. Look at this. I like this one. This is my favorite. I don't know what it means though. I just found this in a safe in Chief Gant's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame from him? Please. Touche, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. The murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. So you did murder him, oh no! Although I can't tell you the details. Or at least, no wait, so he was probably murdered in the investigation room, but then you posed with the body or something like that, I'm assuming. Because he was probably dead. I'm not too sure how that went about, but that's what I'm assuming. I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Mile Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck into it. The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer John Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Star, huh? Right. So that's what happened. Why did you need to hide Drake's knife so badly? Dark's knife, goddamn it. It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that. Whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in Joe Dark's case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. I don't know any Drake songs. I'm assuming that those are lyrics from a Drake song. So you wrapped a knife in your scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. That's right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone in the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma was so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them the other day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at that time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean... Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. Oh, fantastic. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. Oh, you know, it's just a domino effect, huh? I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. Alana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murder. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago.